welcome back. And today, November 14th, is officially World Diabetes Day. This is the day that this particular celebration takes place, and it is a day to educate people on how to prevent diabetes. It is a way to educate people on how to maintain a healthy lifestyle, to be able to maintain a good quality of life with the condition they have. And in order to be able to really paint the picture as to what it's like to live with diabetes, we've organized, in conjunction with the Belize Diabetes Association, a conversation with 3 persons of different ages about what it's like to live with diabetes in Belize. And we have with us at this time Clyde Lewis, and we have Diane Castillo, and we have Javier Roberts. And Clyde and Diane are type 1 diabetics, and Javier, you have type 2 diabetes. Good morning, and thank you all for being here today.
Morning.
Let's talk about, firstly, being able to live with this kind of a condition. I know I asked you earlier, well, prior to the beginning of this segment, whether your visual impairment, for instance, is the result of your condition. Can you speak to us a bit about that and what it's been like for you to be able to live with this condition and carry on a somewhat normal life?
Okay, well, with my diabetes, I got diagnosed in 2004, and in 2014 I started to notice deterioration in my vision, and recently, last year, around mid last year, July, August, was when I became, you could say, legally blind, because now my left eye is completely gone, no sight, and the right eye is only peripherally I can see. Like right now, think it's Marlene in front of me because I see clear her clothing now. Mm-hmm. But yes, my situation is a bit unique. Mm-hmm. I've been told by BCVI, because when I realized that my vision was going, I approached BCVI and I did laser programs with them. I even went to Guatemala to do a surgery. And they told me my case is a bit unique in that at my age I became blind. Usually it's at a later stage, or it's from young, depending on other factors. But due to the diabetes, I'm like a unique case because of my age. Living with diabetes, and especially the blindness, is a bit difficult. It's challenging. Firstly, it's something that you need to accept that you are losing, and eventually you will lose full vision. I have a family history of diabetes, so I know that I knew what were the risk factors, I knew what were the effects, I knew what could be the end stages of diabetes. So it did not catch me by surprise. And I looked at it and said, well, there's not really anything I could do, so I won't let that hold me back. That I won't let it. I won't go into depression.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I have a strong family and friend support, which contributed to me accepting it faster and being able to cope with it.
To be clear, you discovered your diabetes when you started to have vision problems?
No, in 2004 I was obese, mm-hmm. for one, and then, like I mentioned, I was aware of the symptoms, mm-hmm. And then I noticed that I was going to the restroom a lot, and then I said, this looked like diabetes. So I made an appointment and I was diagnosed in April 2004.
How did that change your life?
It changed my life in that I started to ensure that I watch my diet, mm-hmm. Which is something very difficult, especially here in Belize, where we tend to eat a lot of starchy foods, mm-hmm. rice, flour, and even the corn. No? So with that, and also
You lost the weight.
Lost the weight. I lost the weight drastically. I went from like 220 to 145 in
Wow.
like 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And
That's a lot of discipline, Javier.
well, it wasn't really discipline. It was that it was so out of control
Yeah.
that, and as most may be aware, is that with diabetes, the main, well, with your body, the main energy comes from the sugar.
Yeah.
So when the body doesn't accept or recognize the sugar in the blood, then it starts to consume the fat. It starts to consume the muscle. So it was more, I would say, the extreme loss was more due to the where it was out of control.
Now you guys are fairly younger. You're 10 if I'm not mistaken, and how old-
11.
You're 11. I'm sorry.
11.
She corrected me earlier.
She corrected all of us. You're a big
11 years
girl now,
old.
right?
Yeah.
And Clyde?
I'm 21 now.
21 now.
What has it been like for you guys, particularly you, Dan, at 11 years old?
Well, I got diabetes when I was 9 years old. Like just a day after my best friend's birthday. That was when my mom took me out of school because I had done a blood test earlier that morning. And if I did have diabetes, I'd have to go to the hospital. That's why my mom came for me.
Wow. How did your mom know that you needed to get checked for diabetes?
Well, my mom said that she saw many things happening with me. Like I would always go to the bathroom. I was hungry a lot, and I was losing weight even though I was eating so much. And that was when she decided to take me to the clinic to.
For
Testing.
diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Clyde, when were you diagnosed?
That was in 2014. That's when I've start losing weight, loss of appetite, start eating more and going to the bathroom.
What have been some of the challenges you've personally had to deal with having been diagnosed with diabetes?
My challenges are diet. Change my diet. I was eating too much starch, so I have cut down on it. Put in more vegetables and fruits, and exercise.
And Diane, I want you to tell me, when mom takes you to the hospital or to the clinic and you find out that you have diabetes, what do you have to do differently compared to before your diagnosis?
I have to take injections 2 times a day, test myself frequently, eat small portions of food. That's it.
Yeah. Is it difficult for you?
It was before, but I'm used to it now.
You're used to it. Has mom explained to you what happens if you don't eat right or if you don't get your injections on time or to the right dosage?
Yeah, she told me
Okay, explain it to us. What are the things that you have to be careful of?
of eating too much food, either taking the wrong dosage of insulin or missing out on insulin or not testing myself.
Okay. And you are able to do that at school and they give you the time to test and take your
Yeah.
insulin and okay. All right. So you don't have any challenges in maintaining your diabetes?
Well, there will be times when I see most of my friends eating some sweets, and that's when I feel like I want to eat some sweets.
And do you cheat? Do you cheat?
I will sometimes do it, but now I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
Now, Javier, how has diabetes affect your ability to work or your overall productivity in terms of things you would want to accomplish either in your professional life or in your personal or familial life?
Well, it's very difficult, especially here in Belize, because there's not that support for the visually impaired. That's a term, but I usually tell people I'm seeing impaired because I associate visual with vision, which is of the mind, no? So
okay.
the brain is still there, the mind is
Yeah.
still there, so it's only the sight. So I'm seeing impaired. Professionally, up until January of this year, I was still working, and unfortunately, like I said, there's not that that support for visually impaired in the work, especially in the workplace.
Yeah.
I think, from my experience or my knowledge, there's only one individual who's visually impaired who has who holds a job now, which is I think it's Donovan Reno on
Yeah.
Love FM. Other than that, I'm not aware of any case. It has significantly impacted both my what I wanted to do in life. I'm only 38 years old, so there's much more that I would have wanted to do professionally and personally. So those goals had to change or had to be re-looked at. And like I said, with the support of my family and friends, it has become easier. But professionally, there's not really anything else that I can do. I'm looking at different options. I have there's a software which I'm learning through BCVI, which they are the ones that offer support assistance for visually impaired persons. With them I got training with the cane, and that has given me a bit greater confidence and independence when moving around. Like I mentioned, I'm from Marine Drag, so I've become more familiar walking around and stuff like that. So
Now, Clyde, I know that you also work very closely with the Diabetes Association, sharing your experience and talking about some of the challenges. What do you find to be the information that people are most surprised by when you talk to them about diabetes or living with diabetes?
Well, the most part of it is like when you go about talking about the taking our insulin through shots.
Yeah.
People will be scared of taking the needle.
You were scared of the needle first,
Yeah,
right?
I was scared of the needle first, but then due to association, whereby we have meetings and we meet with others who have the same condition as I,
Yeah.
we learn to be comfortable with it.
Yeah. And what is it like for you as a young man? You know, sugar is not always the sweet stuff that we think it is. It's juice, yes, and candy, yes, and cakes, yes, but carbohydrates has a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Alcohol has sugar. How do you maintain keeping up with the diet that you should have as a diabetic, understanding that people your age can have all these things?
I know, but due to my age, I just try to comply by taking a little bit of everything, but at the end, burn it off with the workout, exercise.
Now, for you, Diane, as a primary school student, what is it like for you? I know, dealing with kids like yourself, you get teased, and it could get difficult. You don't have that experience in terms of being in the classroom or being at school, and you're being looked at as different because you're diabetic.
No.
Okay, you're fortunate. You're very
All right.
fortunate.
Now, Diane, and I think that's a great question. Some kids, and I have interviewed a couple of them, have said that it's hard to be in school and be different.
Yeah.
And they call them sugar belly and sugar babies and tease them because they can't eat certain things, tease them because they had to be rushed out in ambulance because their sugar goes too high. How do you talk to your friends when they say, okay, have a piece of cake or have an ideal or have chocolate with me? What do you say to them to help them understand your condition?
Well, I tell them that I have diabetes, so I can't eat that unless, otherwise my sugar was low.
Okay. And do they understand what diabetes is?
Yeah.
Did you teach them or your teacher teach them?
Me.
Yeah? And what kind of questions did they ask you?
How did I get diabetes? What's it like having diabetes? Will diabetes ever go away? How long will you have it for? All those questions.
And when they see you taking your insulin, I mean that's kind of scary for kids to see somebody injecting medicine in themselves.
Only 2 of my friends ever got to see me take insulin.
Okay, so you
It
do
was
it
at my
privately.
brownie camp.
Yeah, you do it privately.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do when you're at school and you feel that your sugar levels are off? Like you feel like you're having a low or you're having a high?
Well, I go and tell my teacher, and she understands, so she tells me I can eat a sweet or drink some juice.
Okay, good. Now, Clyde, young people in general are becoming more susceptible to diabetes. Before, to be very clear, you and Diane have type 1, which means you were born with it. It means there's a malfunction. Type 2 is developed over time, right, Javier?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you say to other young people about maintaining that healthy lifestyle? You speak about your workouts, and that's key for all diabetics and everybody, whether they're diabetic, hypertensive, or just without anything at this point in time.
How do I go about?
Yeah, talking to them about a healthy lifestyle
Well,
to prevent diabetes.
To prevent it, you just maintain the diet.
Yeah.
Mostly see the doctor, check up, see what's going on with your body, so you can keep preventing it. And you can, if you have any health fears about, you can go about getting more information. Like today, we are having a health fair at the Battlefield Park for World Diabetes Day, which is today. And you can come out and get tested and see what's out there.
Yeah.
What are some of the messages you guys are sharing with the public at today's fair, aside from being tested and knowing one's status?
The message we are sharing about just keep everybody healthy. You have others organization out there like Kidneys and BFLE and so on.
Okay. Now, Javier, let's bring it over to you, because I think pointing out the obesity factor is important, and that's one. The world is diagnosed with an obesity problem at this point, and in fact, in Belize, statistically speaking, 2 out of every 3 persons are either overweight or obese, which means we all have to lose a little bit of weight. Except you, but I think it's important for you to talk about how, having developed diabetes, having understood the risk factors, and seeing how people in general take it lightly. What do you tell people as using your own experience as an example?
Well, they always say that we tend to say, I'll put it, I'll deal with it later, I'll deal with it later. One of the main things I tell people is that you need to ensure that you focus on your health. As mentioned, you need to watch your diet, right? But also the exercise, as mentioned too. We tend to, because in my case, although my sugar may be high, I don't really show symptoms. Like, it could be high and I don't feel sleepy, I don't feel that I need to go to the bathroom as often as some other people do. And my main message to people would be to get tested. If you know you have a family history, as in my case, get tested. Ensure that you start, even before you get diabetes, you start to maintain a healthy diet, because then it becomes easier to cope with the diabetes, because then dieting and exercise is just one aspect of maintaining or living with diabetes. You need to worry about your kidneys, you need to worry about injuries on your feet or extremities, because also with diabetes you have other factors that affect you, like you have the diabetic neuropathy, which is affects the nerves. You have the diabetic retinopathy, which caused my my blindness. And I think sometimes we're not aware, like a lot of people don't know that BCVI offers different programs to assist diabetics. They have the screening for the early detection of the diabetic retinopathy, which is free. You have,
and once you have diabetes, you should go check your eyes.
You should go check your eye at least once a year. At least once a year.
Yeah.
And they do laser surgeries. They do referrals to different doctors where you could do surgeries and stuff. They bring in volunteer doctors to assist with medical treatment for not only diabetics but also other kind of eye conditions. No?
Tell me about the diet. I mean, I know a couple of people who live with diabetes, and I won't say how well they maintain their condition, but we always hear the struggle with keeping up with the diet. You know, you can eat pretty much anything in moderation, but it's hard understanding what you're used to. A big plate of rice and beans and potato salad and plantain on the side. You know, these are our traditional foods. You're used to having flour tortilla and beans or corn tortilla and beans. How do you maintain, how how difficult is it for you to stick to the diet that you're supposed to have? No soft drinks, for example, or juice.
In my case, it's not much sticking to the diet. It's more a situation of portions. And that is something that due to my situation, I've realized that in Belize, we don't really worry about portions or serving size.
Yeah.
Like one serving size, a staple is a slice of bread. But when we sit down at times, we eat 4-6 slices of bread.
That is true.
Right? So in my case, I'm a very disciplined person. So when it comes to keeping to the diet, it's not much difficult, but it's more keeping to the portions. Because honestly, once you start to change your diet, you still end up feeling hungry, but you need to have that control and say, well, this should suffice me to give me that energy that I need for the day.
Yeah.
And not overindulge. When it comes to soft drinks, I rarely drink any, even if it's the one that is
Sugar-free.
artificially
Sugar-free.
flavored, not
Yeah.
really sugar-free, artificially flavored.
Ah, you're well schooled on this.
Yeah, and then because the artificial flavoring also have other complications.
Yeah.
Because then that could lead to cancer, that could lead to kidney damage and stuff like that. So, natural juices, water. I drink a lot of water, which helps with the kidney, flushing the kidney.
Yeah.
So
And Diane, what do you have for lunch at school? You have to take your own lunch?
No, I usually buy my lunch.
Okay. How do you know what to buy? Do they have healthy stuff for you to buy?
They have whole wheat burritos that I buy.
They have a whole wheat burrito. You have a great school. What else?
You have to introduce us to that.
Hot dogs, garnaches,
Okay.
rice and beans.
And do you monitor your own self as to how much you should have?
Well, I don't buy any of the other stuff. I usually only buy the burrito.
Okay. You stick to what you know is healthy for you. Good job. And how about you, Clyde?
Well,
I know will we find you at a fried chicken shop?
not regular.
Yeah, not regularly. All right. Yeah. How do you maintain your diet?
Well, I try eat to my size. Since I can have the amount that you guys can have, I try got at least a little bit of rice and a little bit of vegetables on the side.
Okay.
Do you find that for either of the three of you guys that self-control is often the biggest hurdle that you have to cross in terms of, like you said, when you're hungry, you have to know exactly what portion you need to stick to insofar as, fulfilling that appetite for certain foods, for instance?
definitely self-control is the major issue or the major thing that you have to look at. For the same reason that I mentioned, that you still have, the body is still telling you that you're not full yet.
Yeah.
Right? And also when the sugar is out of control, you have that craving because the body is not absorbing the sugar in the bloodstream, so it's telling it, you need to eat more, you need to eat more, I need more sugar.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that you need to look at to know that the sugar is out of control.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a challenge to stick to the portions that you need to, the control.
How about preventing injuries? One of the things that I don't know if a lot of people know about diabetes, and that's why we talk about foot care and why it's so important, is that once you have an injury or a cut specifically, it takes longer to heal. And oftentimes you don't feel when you have these injuries as well. Is that, how do you, is that something that you think about or worry about, or how do you manage that aspect?
Well, try to stay away from the damage, but your feet should always be covered up.
Yeah. Just in general, to
Just
keep
in
them
general,
safe.
yep.
Yeah. And Diane, do you, I mean, you have to run around a plane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
After all, you're a kid.
Does your mom tell you to be careful,
Yeah.
not to drop and get scraped up? Or
Many times.
Yeah. And what happens when you come home with a scrape if you fell down?
Well, I would first of all show my mom so she could like put triple antibiotic on it,
Okay.
clean the place, and put a bandage on it.
Yeah. All right. And for you, Javier?
Well, in my case, like I said, I've been aware of the
risks.
issues, the risks.
Yeah.
And definitely, I do daily checks on my feet.
Yeah.
To ensure that there wasn't any injury because like you mentioned, sometimes you get injured and you don't feel it.
Yeah.
And that's due to the diabetic neuropathy, because the nerve endings die off at the extremities. And when I became blind, there was a period that I hadn't gotten the cane, and I was very accident prone. And I noticed that with the cane now, I've been using it almost 15 months now, and I've only really got injured once. Right? So definitely it's something that you need to be aware of, and it's recommended, like he mentioned, you need to ensure that it's a closed, comfortable footwear that you have, because even the footwear that you wear could damage your feet, because then if it's a tight-fitting shoe,
True.
and
You get a blister or
you
a
get
sore,
a blister, and not only that, the foot tends to swell in the afternoon, in the evening. So if it's something tight-fitting, it could be constraining the flow of blood, and then you don't even know you could be damaging your foot. So that's what I do. After I bathe in the evening, I check my foot. Well, I can't check it myself. I have someone check my foot for me. Like I said, that's where the family support comes in, ensuring that I take my medication and stuff like that.
Okay. So let's just close off, and Clyde, you can tell us all the details about the health fair. But before that, just tell me what you would like people to know about what it's like to live with diabetes. Let's start with you, Javier. You'd want them to be more educated, more aware.
It's deep in thought.
Get out and exercise, live healthy.
What are your thoughts, Clyde?
Oh, it was me. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
I said
No,
Javier.
oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My final message to the viewing public and to everyone out there is to be aware of your health. Don't neglect your health. Take advantage of different programs that are there, especially with, in my situation with the vision, take advantage of the BCVI free screening and the other programs they have. Take advantage of your insurance. You have people that have insurance and they don't even use the insurance. Focus on your health. Put your health first. Living with diabetes is something that it's life-changing.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not under control, right? So that would be my message to everyone. Ensure that you take care of your health. Generally, it doesn't have to be in regards to diabetes. If you're prone for diabetes, it's just generally. In the end, it will end up costing you more.
Do you have a message, Dan? Tell people eat healthy, true?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like wheat products? You've gotten used to them? Yeah. Clyde says yes, right? There's no big difference, right?
Nope.
All right. And what's your final message?
My final message is just stay healthy, check on more, say on your health, be aware.
All right. And the health fair is today at the Battlefield Park, right?
Yeah.
What all can people do there? You pointed out earlier.
You can get tested for diabetes, check your kidneys, your eyes,
Right.
and your whole body in theory.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming here this morning. We really wanted to be able to have people know what it's like to live with diabetes, and you've all shared your own unique experiences. We appreciate it, right? Okay. We're going to go ahead and take a final break now, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.